Hello, my name is Jeff Layer. I'm the Vice-Chancellor of the University of Wolverhampton, and it's my great delight and pleasure to welcome everyone to our graduation ceremonies in 2017. You know, graduation is a really special time for our graduates, for all the hard work they've done, their families, their friends, everybody who's supported them. And it's really saying something when you see thousands of people graduating every year, making sure that they are able to celebrate their success. Every year in Wolverhampton, we graduate 7,000 students over 30 ceremonies across the whole year. And the delight on people's faces when they realise just what they've really achieved as they set out on the next stage of their career is something that is really inspiring. And we hope you really enjoy the day, we hope you enjoy the ceremony, and most of all, enjoy reflecting back on what you've achieved and the next stage of your career.
Good afternoon. Please be seated. Graduates, award winners, honoured guests, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ninda Johal, and as chair of this afternoon's proceedings, may I welcome you all to this graduation ceremony for the conferment of awards for the Institute of Education. I would first like to welcome you, our distinguished class of 2017. It is to recognise, your graduation that we are all here today to celebrate with you. Seated behind me are the members of the academic staff and invited guests of the school and also guests of the wider university community. We will soon have the presentation of graduates. Each graduate will be called across the stage to be presented to the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Jeff Layer, and the Dean of Faculty, Dr. Alex Hopkins, with a special mention being made of any prizes or academic distinctions. Please join us in applauding the achievements of each student as they become graduates of the University of Wolverhampton. I hope and I know you will all have a most enjoyable afternoon. I now call upon the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Jeff Layer, to address you.
Honoured guests, ladies, gentlemen, graduates, welcome to this University of Wolverhampton graduation ceremony. It's a real privilege to be here to meet with our graduates as they graduate today. You know, this is a particular time, a very special time. It's a time to celebrate your achievements and what you have done. And you need to be proud of your hard work, proud of your dedication, proud of all the life experiences you've gained along the way, and proud of all your individual and collective success, because you really are a credit to what you set out to do. And graduation day is about celebrating that. And it's about cherishing the moment. It's about enjoying the moment. And it's about reflecting and looking back. And reflection and looking back is crucially important. You need also to think and to plan for what you wish to do. Mahatma Gandhi said, "Live as if you were to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were to live forever." And that's what you have been doing over the period of your studies. Now you've submitted all your assignments, done all your exams, and you probably took the view that you've done everything now and it's all completed. Your dissertation, for those who have done it, is in. You have one more task. Some of you may not be used to wearing the clothing that you have on. Some of you may have got some shoes out of a box for the first time this morning. You now have to come up these stairs, walk across this stage, and go down those stairs. Every single person behind me and every single person up there wishes you the best of luck. You graduate today from a university with a long and rich and illustrious history and heritage. We started life in 1827 as the Wolverhampton Mechanics Institute. As our society was moving from an agrarian to an industrialised society, where nobody in the world had ever worked in factories before, where our Victorian forefathers took the view that they needed to develop that workforce, they needed to train that workforce. And we grew from those origins and that philosophy. But within that philosophy is a clear determination to ensure that education is available to all, irrespective of ability to pay. And we strive to ensure that happens. And part of our heritage addresses that. In 1835, and this is particularly pertinent to those of you who come from the post-compulsory courses, in 1835 in the Wolverhampton Free Library, we taught people, adults, to learn to read and write. Today it might be called something different, but that was a key building block for those people to develop and for our society to develop. And that's why we are so committed to the principles of learning for life, lifelong learning, and opportunity. But within that, in the context of the area in which we serve, it is crucial that we develop people for a vocation, for a career, so that they're able to take that opportunity, develop it, and move forward. We provide opportunity, we support people to take the opportunity, and we encourage them to make the most of those opportunities. And it's no surprise that we have a very diverse student body. We're very proud of that diversity. And it's no surprise that we educate more hearing impaired students than any other university in the UK. And that is part of what we stand for, and that's part of what we encourage and cherish. Now, when we look at opportunity, we look at some of the things that we can do. And we look at how, particularly you, in your chosen fields, will be working in the future. Joe Root, the current England cricket captain, is an ambassador of the university, and said that when he visited, he said, "It's amazing how Wolverhampton encourages the younger generation to pursue different dreams, whilst at the same time giving them so many opportunities." Higher education has a crucial role in society. Lord Deering, in a major report in 1997, reflected on the role and the purpose of higher education. And he said there's 4 key aspects. The first is about pursuing individual academic excellence as you have done in your studies. The second is to push at the frontiers of knowledge and discovery and invention, which is our research. The third is to develop the workforce with the skills for the future. And the fourth is about helping to shape and create a civil and inclusive society. And we play our role in that to the full, and you play your role in that. Universities in the United Kingdom are some of the most successful in the world. UK universities are the second most popular place to study for any international student. Our research is the second most cited in the world. Some of our universities are the top universities in the world against any form of ranking. And today, students in all our universities do better than ever before. And that is a testimony to their hard work, their commitment, the commitment from my colleagues behind me in their teaching and support. It's a team effort, and you need to be congratulated alongside my colleagues in achieving that. But education, and particularly higher education, is not simply about a world of work. It's about developing the individual and developing the intellectual capacity and the ability to survive and to live. In a major report called The Wider Benefits of Learning, it's quite clear the benefits of being a graduate around spending less time in the health service because you know how to look after yourself, about being involved in the criminal justice system less, about being more engaged with family and family learning, and also, most importantly, and good news, is that you tend to live longer. Now, all of those are the benefits of being engaged in higher education, and you need, as our graduates and our ambassadors for the future, and particularly in your roles in education, to actually be presenting those opportunities to the young people coming forward and adult learners coming forward. You graduate from the Institute of Education, and the Institute of Education is the largest provider of teacher education in West Midlands. It is also probably the largest provider of post-compulsory education in the UK, a major part of that agenda of developing, and really crucial in a country that is committed to the development of the skills and the knowledge base and needs that for the economic growth. The role of post-compulsory education and training is crucial to our success. Many of our students who graduate as teachers will move on to work in schools in the area, and particularly within our own multi-academy trust. Our research from the Institute is world-leading, and it's currently seeing an investment of £1 million in its Education Observatory to determine how and to evaluate how we can improve education within the region. Graduates, you'll also have a major leadership role going forward, because you've been equipped with the skills and you will have the role in life that enables you to influence and change. With that comes tremendous responsibility, and you need to exercise that responsibility carefully, sensitively, and sensibly. We are a very ambitious university in a very ambitious region. We want you to be ambitious. We've spent time designing a curriculum and support package that enables you to be ambitious. We want you to be ambitious for the person that you are sat next to. We want you to be ambitious for your families. We want you to be ambitious for your workplace. We want you to be ambitious for your community. Because unless you're ambitious, you will never realize that ambition. And unless we realize our ambitions, we stay static as a society. And we need to change and we need to grow economically and socially. And it was J.K. Rowling who, thinking around that, said, "The world is full of wonderful things you haven't seen yet. Don't ever give up on the chance of seeing them." Our curriculum is focused on vocationalism and employability. And we're delighted to say that 96% of our students are in employment within 6 months of graduating, one of the highest returns in the UK. And that is to do with a testimony to what you have done, how you have worked, how you have looked at things, and the support from our staff. You now become our alumni. And as our alumni, you are the best and the strongest ambassadors of this university. We want you to stay in touch with us. We want you to tell us what you're doing. We want you to keep us up to date with your progress. We are determined to stay in touch with you, and we know where you live. You're now in a position of graduating, and also a period, as you move on, also of reflection. And as Gandalf said in The Lord of the Rings, all we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to us. Use that time carefully and wisely. I leave you with a final message, but before I do, I was talking to some colleagues outside who have been teaching you, have been supporting you, from one of our many partners in schools and the colleges that are represented here today. And what they said was that you are some of the quietest students they've ever had. I was quite surprised at that. And as a result of that, I had a little wager, if that's the right expression, with the director of the Institute, as to which course would be the quietest as their fellow colleagues were coming across this stage to celebrate their success. And we'll tell you later. The final message, though, is about you. And it's to say, take every opportunity that's open to you. Search for every opportunity. But most of all, provide every opportunity you can for others. Because by doing that, you carry on the long, illustrious, relationship that we have as a university, and you stay true to that particular ambition. Everybody in the room congratulates you. Well done.
I now call upon Julie Hughes, Head of Department Post-Compulsory Education, to present the newly conferred members of the University Professoriate and award winners to the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Jeff Lair, and Dean of Faculty, Dr. Alex Hopkins.
Vice-Chancellor, I present to you John Field, Visiting Professor of Lifelong Education. Vice-Chancellor, I present to you Tom Schuller, Visiting Professor of Lifelong Education. Vice-Chancellor, I present to you the award winners from the Faculty of Education, Health and Wellbeing. Doctorate in Education, Educational Enquiry, Stephen Michael Dixon. Catherine Lamond. Masters of Arts, Education, Martin Abraham. With merit, Teresa Argyle. With merit, Gareth David Kibbe. Winner of the Professional and Postgraduate Development Studies Programme Prize, and with distinction, Emma Elizabeth Latham. Jonathan O'Keefe. With distinction, Marion Jane Sheffield. With merit, Whitney Olivia Woodings. Postgraduate Diploma Education, Andrew Dunkley. Postgraduate Certificate Education, Arenia Mausch. Masters of Arts, Education, Learning in the Digital Age, Paul Andrew Towers. Postgraduate Certificate, Lifelong Learning, Audrey Shingedzo Moyo. Postgraduate Certificate, Education, Special Needs and Inclusion, Alison Brand. Kelly Teresa Pilkington. Nicola Jane Stubbs. Postgraduate Certificate, Higher Education and Professional Practice, Nigel Carl Adams. Simon John Harris. Osaruman Osaguado Ogbomo. Mohammed Rizwan. Gregory Keith Shilton. Catherine Willits. Postgraduate Certificate in Education, General Primary with Mathematics, QTS, Eleanor Rose Hodgkin. Victoria Catherine Iremonger. Daniel Woodward. Postgraduate Certificate in Education, Post-Compulsory Education, Lee Allwood. Aaron Armstrong Caddock. Lauren Francis Atwood. Carl Brown. Deanna Byfield. Sarah Byrne. Alexander Hassan Caldicott. Rihanna Campbell Grant. Kirsty Jade Chapman. Jessica Ann Cheetle. James John Cooper. Arifa Sugradar. Sean William Derrick. Rachel Gosling. Mark Stewart Groves. Patricia Gumbria. Holly Hersberg. Rhea Hill. Heather Holdcroft. Rebecca Homer. James Alexander Ginazali. Abul Kahir. Amina Khan. April Elizabeth Lyon. Tinashi Kennedy Madamombe. Sabrina Nicole Morris. Surdal Singh Pardesi. Winner of the Post-Compulsory Education Prize for Outstanding Achievement, Amanda Jane Ross. Lucy Jane Slynn. Kamala Smith. Sasha Smith. Emma Louise Vaughan. Joanne Wells. Postgraduate Certificate in Education, Primary Education, Richard Baker. Laura Elizabeth Birch. Amy Jo Brandt. Josh Kulth. Shannon Edwards. Robert Evans. Jamie Hanmer. Michelle Jones. Crystal Larkin. Sarah Louise Lawrence Mayer. Mary Noakes. Robert James Platten. Emma Jane Smith. Harriet Wanklin. Postgraduate Certificate in Education, Primary Special Education, Schools Direct Training, Siobhan Berryman. Lois Gaskell. Katie Louise Worth. Postgraduate Certificate in Education, Primary Special Education Needs, School Direct Training, Ella Blackwell. Postgraduate Certificate in Education, Secondary Education, Chemistry, Helena Jane Hutchins. Parminderjeet Kaur. Sarah Louise Thomas. Postgraduate Certificate in Education, Secondary Education, Computer Science, Timothy Paul Edward Anstey. Postgraduate Certificate in Education, Secondary Education, English, Jessica Louise Crutchley. Winner of the F. Elliott Memorial Fund Prize, Secondary, Victoria Jade Cunningham. Daniel Ian Darby. Lydia Hicklin. Lewis Peter Moore. Monica Patel. Laura Stacey Shinton. Postgraduate Certificate in Education, Secondary Education, Geography, Emma Marie Beckett. Holly Rosanna Humphreys. Postgraduate Certificate in Education, Secondary Education, History, Amelia Hannah Edwards. Lauren Elizabeth Norgrove. Postgraduate Certificate in Education, Secondary Education, Physical Education, Michael Gwynn. Daniel James Moore. Postgraduate Certificate in Education, Teachers of English Literacy, Annika Kumar Aslam. Hannah Blackwell. Sarah Ferber. Alexandra Jones. Randeep Kaur Lel. Kirsty McNaughton. Sonia Kaur Shergill. Bachelor of Arts with Honours, Post-Compulsory Education, with First Class Honours, Paul Andrew Fisher. With First Class Honours, Helen Diane Garrett. With First Class Honours, Sharon Jukes. Benosh Kodabandalo. With First Class Honours, Sarah King. With First Class Honours, Heather Sharp. With First Class Honours, Elizabeth Simasco. Jo Anne Marie Winter. Bachelor of Arts Post-Compulsory Education, winner of the David Wise Memorial Prize, Matthew Thomas Allen. Professional Graduate Certificate in Education, Post-Compulsory Education, Husna Anderson. Alexandra Louise Antrobus. Patricia Barrett. Daryl Beattie. Sarah Brown. Natasha Simone Darby. Brian John Dowdy. Adrian Paul Durrans. Nelida Evans. Nahid Gultasib. Aaron John Hickman. Julie Hilton. Candice Rochelle Hunter. Yvette Ellen James Gordon. Christian Oliver Jones. Sandeep Kaur Grul. Elzbieta Kuziak. Jennifer Loftus. David Moxley. Mohammed Tahir Noor. Rebecca Owen. James John Prosser. Idris Ahmed Saeed Ravat. James Rayner. Joanna Marie Wickham. Ashley Williams. Stacey Caroline Wood. Certificate in Education, Post-Compulsory Education, Rebecca Billy Applin. Stephen John Bladen. Kaylee Brazier. John Broom. Lee Richard Bryant. Kerry Fletcher. Shelley Greenaway. Maxine Deanna Harrison. Jeff Lake. Lauren Jane Logan. Stacey Ann Lovett. Rebecca Massey. Elizabeth Okiedo. Victoria Palmer. Hayley Jane Parr. Rebecca Claire Press. Tracy Kim Rhodes. Claire Marie Richardson. Baljinder Singh Shergill. Nadine Smith. Laura Helen Spittle. Melissa Sharon Stanford. Charlie Jane Tierney. Certificate in Education, Post-Compulsory Education, Suzanne McTaggart. Postgraduate Certificate in Education, Teachers of English Literacy, Marcus Smith. Vice-Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of finalists from the Faculty of Education, Health and Wellbeing.
I pick my daughter up most afternoons when she finishes school. And a couple of days ago, she said, she's 12. She said, I've decided what I want to become. I said, tell me. She said, I want to become a teacher. Oh. And I said, why do you want to become a teacher? This I found quite interesting from a 12-year-old. She says, but they have the power to influence the future. So you have the power to influence the future. But of course, it's the past that helps us think about the future. It's the past that shapes our future. So, I come from the entertainment industry. Now's time to what we call audience participation. So graduates, stand. This is your opportunity, and I'll guide you through it, to applaud those in the past who've helped you get here so we can determine the future. So you're going to have two actions. Follow me through. You're going to turn around and clap those behind you and above you. You're then going to turn back round and face me, and you're going to applaud these wonderful people behind me. So as in all classroom scenarios, please confirm you've understood what I've said. Yep, okay. So, first step then, turn around and applaud everybody and above you, behind you. Okay, you can turn around now. I sound like a teacher. Now, second action, applaud those behind me. You're perfectly made for the classroom. I can see that. Right. So, and now I'm going to call upon Mohammed Majid Akhtar, Community Officer, Students' Union, to address you.
Thank you. Mr. Vice-Chancellor, distinguished guests, ladies, gentlemen, and class of 2017, good afternoon. I'd like to start off by saying congratulations, and I would like to get a reaction from you from what I'm about to say. We made it. That's it. Thank you. Like my fellow peers, my journey to graduation was not a conventional one. I went to sixth form, gained a few A-levels, but opted against going straight to university as I wanted to work a little bit and relax a little bit. But during my time chilling and relaxing, I realized going to university was actually the next step that I needed in life. So in 2014, I decided to apply for my degree. 3 years later, I believe that was the correct decision that I made in my life. To be honest, these 3 years have flown by, and I have really enjoyed every single bit of them. They have been the most productive years of my life so far. This journey has been very educational for all of us. I'm sure you would agree. We have learnt so much academically, of course, but the life skills we've gained are going to be with us forever. We will surely use them at some stage of life, and I am very confident in saying we shall look back at this experience with great fondness. This is essentially our launching pad to go and own the world. For me personally, I have gained so much, both through academic learning and through extracurricular activities that I have been involved in through the Students' Union. I feel I have developed into a better and more independent version of myself. The guidance and support I have received was incredible. Last year, I was involved in the Wolverhampton Islamic Society, which won the prestigious Society of the Year award. I was also the Vice President for Events and Activities for the Students, I forgot the society name, Student Law Society, which organized great events like the annual Law Ball. Now we have graduated, it's time for us to move on to bigger and better things. Today, there's going to be a lot of goodbyes said. There's going to be a lot of promises made to stay in touch and a lot of emotion on display. But if there is anything that we can take from these few years that we have spent with each other, it is that our work, our environment, and our strength has developed in leaps and bounds. Whether you realize it or not, you are now stronger human beings, strong enough to go out there and meet the world head on and become successful. Whatever you do, wherever you go, always remember who you are and the journey that it took for you to become who you are today. I'll leave you with that and say congratulations to everybody. My name is Mohammed Majid Akhtar, and I am your community officer for this year.
This marks the end of the ceremony. I hope you've all enjoyed this special occasion and that remembered for you as the high point of an altogether memorable day. Graduates, you are now members of our 100,000 strong global alumni community. The University of Wolverhampton would like to invite you, your family and friends to join us at our post-ceremony drinks reception in the Harrison Learning Centre, which is the Ambika Paul building immediately after the ceremony. I hope you continue to enjoy your day, and I wish you every success for the future. So whatever your destination is for celebration, please have a safe journey home. As you leave the theatre, please take care as the exit leads directly onto a bus route. Would you please remain in your places, final instruction, until the procession and graduates have left the auditorium. I now declare this ceremony closed.